There is a number sitting at the end of your life right now. You just don't know it yet. Not a lottery number, not a salary, not something you have to be born into. Just $5 every single day. That's the whole thing. That's the entire strategy, and almost nobody actually does it. Not because it's hard, because it feels like nothing. And the system, every ad, every app, every designed impulse, is built to make sure that $5 disappears before you think about it. This is how the machine works. Not by taking big things from you, by taking the small ones, quietly, every single day. But what if you interrupted it? Just once a day, just $5 redirected. Let's walk through what actually happens. Day 1. You open an account, probably on your phone, probably in under 10 minutes. You put in $5, the account confirms, and then absolutely nothing happens. That's the part they skip in the YouTube thumbnails. The first year is boring, deeply, completely boring. After 30 days, you have roughly $150 invested, maybe $152 with a little market movement. $2.40. That's what the market gave you back for a month of discipline. This is where most people quit. Not because they're weak, because nothing about this moment feels meaningful. Where I grew up, $5 wasn't abstract. It was a bus fare, a meal. It meant something you could use right now. The idea of locking it away for a future you couldn't picture, that felt like a luxury, like advice for other people. That's the invisible ceiling nobody talks about, the psychological one, the one built from years of watching money disappear before you could hold on to it. But here is what nobody told me when I was sitting at that table. The machine doesn't care where you started. It doesn't ask for your postcode. It doesn't ask who your parents were. It just compounds. End of year 1. You have invested $1,025. With average market returns, roughly 10% annually, you have closer to $1,920. You made about $95 from doing nothing. $95 still doesn't feel like the beginning of anything. Now year 2, you keep going. Same $5. Same boring ritual. You don't tell anyone. There's nothing to tell. Your friends are buying new phones. You're putting $5 into something they'd laugh at. This is how silent wealth actually starts. Not with discipline that looks heroic, with discipline that looks invisible. End of year 3. You have contributed $5,175. Your account sits at roughly $6,300. That $825 gap between what you put in and what's there, that's the machine starting to work for you. That's the invisible employee you hired. Year 5. $9,125 contributed. Account value somewhere around $1,160. Over $2,000 made by the market on your behalf. While you slept, while you worked, while you watched television. This is the concept they teach in business school. They just don't hand you the $5 and say, start now, today, with what you have. Because the system profits from complexity, it wants you to believe this requires a financial advisor, a salary, and a plan you're not ready for yet. It doesn't. It requires $5 and a decision. Now we get to the part where the graph starts to do something different. Year 10. You have put in $18,250 of your own money over a decade. Your account balance is approximately $31,700. The market has added $13,250 to your life. $13,000 for free, for doing nothing except not spending $5 a day on things that left your life immediately. Now here's the thing about year 10 that nobody prepares you for. The number stops feeling abstract. It starts feeling real. $31,000 is an emergency fund. It's car money. It's a year of breathing room if everything went wrong. That's what compound interest buys before it buys luxury. It buys freedom from the trap, the ability to say no. Most people don't have that. Not because they earn too little, because the gap between earning and keeping stays open their entire lives. Inflation takes its cut. Rent takes its cut. The upgrade culture takes its cut. And what's left is never quite enough to start. But $5 is below that threshold. $5 is the amount the system forgot to trap. Year 15. You have contributed $27,375. The market has now added almost $30,000 to your life. The invisible employee is earning nearly as much as you are. This is approximately the point where something changes in your psychology. You stop worrying about the short-term drops, because you've seen the drops before, and you've seen what happens after the drops. The machine has a pattern. The pattern goes panic, then recovery, then new highs. It has done this for over a century. You just have to still be there when it does. Most people sell during the panic. That's what the machine is designed to make you do. You don't. Because $5 a day doesn't feel like enough to panic about. And that's the quiet genius of starting small. Now, year 20. You have contributed $36,500 of your own money. Your account is worth approximately $103,000. 6 digits. From $5 a day. The market has added $66,000. The number you put in, 36,000. The number the machine added, 66,000. The machine is now doing more work than you are. This is the crossover point. This is where the philosophy of quiet wealth stops being philosophy and starts being arithmetic. And here's what $100,000 quietly changes about your life, even sitting untouched in an account. It changes the conversation you have with your employer, because you have options now, and having options changes your posture. It changes how a bad week feels, because underneath the bad week, there is a number. And the number is growing. It doesn't solve your problems, but it removes the fear that makes small problems feel catastrophic. That is what first-generation wealth feels like in the early middle. Not cars and watches, steadiness. The end of the particular kind of fear you grew up with. Year 25. $45,125 contributed. The market has added $118,000 to your life, more than twice what you ever put in. The machine is running 3 times faster than you. Let's pause here for a moment, because this is the part that changes the story depending on what you do next. Some people at this point finally tell someone, a partner, a friend. They want to share the thing they've been building quietly for 25 years. And the first question is always, why didn't you tell me sooner? And the answer is always the same. Because silence is part of the strategy, not from secrecy, from understanding that the moment you broadcast it, it changes. Someone asks for a loan, someone gets resentful, someone starts treating you differently. The number becomes the headline instead of the quiet engine. Silent wealth is not a personality, it's a protection. Now, the final decade. You are approaching year 30. This is where the numbers become uncomfortable for people who started late. Year 28, contributed $51,100, account value, roughly $247,000. At year 28, the market is adding roughly $25,000 a year to your account, every year, without you contributing another dollar beyond the 5 per day. $25,000 a year from the machine. That's $2,000 a month. That's a modest second income from a jar that started with $5. And the compounding is not slowing down, it's accelerating. Because now the growth is compounding on top of prior growth. This is what Einstein allegedly called the 8th wonder of the world. Whether he said it or not, the math doesn't care. Year 30. You have contributed $54,750 of your own money over 30 years. Your account is worth approximately $339,000, almost $340,000. From $5 a day, the market added $284,000. You added $54,000. The ratio is roughly 5 to 1 in the machine's favor. Now here's the version nobody shows you in the thumbnail. What if you started at 25 and ran this to 65? 40 years, $73,000 contributed. Account value, approximately $691,000. $691,000. From the coffee money, from the amount the system decided wasn't worth trapping. The market added $618,000 to your life while you lived. Not financial advice, not a guarantee. Historical average returns can and do vary. Markets go down. Markets take years to recover. The point is not the exact number. The point is the shape of the thing, the curve, the compounding, the patience. And what it buys in year 40 is not the number. The number is just the symbol. What it actually buys is this: the alarm that doesn't go off because you already decided what today looks like. The conversation you don't have to have with the bank about whether you can cover something. The trip you take without checking the balance first. Not because you're rich, because you already know the answer. The ability to help someone in your family without explaining what you had to sacrifice. That one hits different when you grew up watching people unable to. This is what the first generation feels that no one writes about in the personal finance books. The freedom isn't about yourself. It's about not having to watch the people you love stay trapped. Now let's address the thing you're already thinking. What if I can't do it every day? What if some months the $5 isn't there? Then you do $3. You do $1. You do nothing for 2 weeks, and then you restart. The machine doesn't punish inconsistency the way you think. Missing a week does not ruin the arc. Quitting does. The number that ends with 690,000 doesn't care that you missed a Tuesday in November 2027. What about inflation, the machine's enemy, the slow leak in every stored dollar? Here's the thing. A broad market index fund historically outpaces inflation by roughly 7% annually after inflation is accounted for. The machine doesn't beat inflation perfectly, but it beats it consistently. The cash in your wallet loses. The money in the mattress loses. The money doing nothing in a savings account barely treads water. The money in the machine wins, slowly, consistently. That's the macro picture. Banks issue the currency. Governments inflate it. The purchasing power erodes. The only people who escape are the ones who own something, an asset, that rises with or faster than the inflation. An index fund is that hill. $5 a day is how you buy your share of it when you can't afford the whole thing. So here's where we arrive. The number at the end of your life isn't determined by your starting salary. It isn't determined by your neighborhood, your parents, your school. It is determined by when you started and whether you continued. Not how hard you worked, not how clever you were, how patient. The system taught you to trade time for money. The machine teaches you to make money trade for time. That is the entire reversal. That is the whole idea. And it starts with an amount so small, the system doesn't notice it leaving. You already know how this story ends. You've always known. The only question is whether you start today. If this story felt true to you, if it landed somewhere, the best thing you can do is keep watching. There's more where this came from.